involving vinegar and dandelion roots, combating profound physical effective for combating the profound physical discomfort.
Cool.
Unforin God. Dave asked, his voice thick with emotion, utterly ashamed of their earlier assumptions, their profound misunderstanding, their sheer, unforgivable ignorance. A weak with unshed sad smile, her eyes shining with unshed tears. Dan Shenbi, Insintafer. Dmet, Debi, Mot Day, Fine Ma Day. Not once all to make a fuss. My health, darling, is a very private matter, and Mot prefer my medical conditions to remain discreet, darling. The doctor says 3 more treatments, and Mot look lung be fine. A few more months, who to height. And this little cancer will be a bad memory, just a bump in the long, winding, occasionally nauseating road of life. A manageable detour, Aubrey Genveting. At Dave, her gaze softening, honorable, hurry. If you redoing chemo, Grandma Sylvie, you re not dead. You re not a delicate flower that weathers under the slightest stress, Izzy. You are a powerful, formidable woman, darling. Your strength is legendary. Your spirit, darling, is unyielding, Gwenchelit, with a firm, unwavering gaze, demanding their unconditional acceptance, obligations. Please, can we let this go now? It's mine, and Leo didn't smoke it. The poor boy was merely caught in the crossfire of my regrettable self-medication and your misguided, yet understandable, accusations. Gwented. Dave and Izzy, completely humbled, their earlier self-righteous fury replaced by profound shame and an overwhelming wave of love, could only hug her fiercely, tears streaming down their faces, silently vowing to support her through every step of her battle. Onefi. Sylvie, are you sure you're okay? Dave whispered, his voice hoarse with emotion, thick with unshed tears. Wenfin sure, dear, and Motmet certainly not high at this precise moment. It wears off quite quickly, you see, Osamil comatized. Actually, leaving one, and an unparalleled appreciation for our artisanal baked goods, she reassured them, a faint on boyschen befeel-sized. Mischievous glint returning to her eyes, signaling a return to her usual, formidable self. While you, like, family to us, right? Izzy choked out, tears still streaming. Eklis. You should have told us. We re here for you. We could have helped. We could have baked you artisanal cookies. Or organized a spontaneous flash mob of support, complete with very loud cheering and dramatic floral arrangements, a true celebration of your indomitable spirit. Untraumatized. Mot met. Fine, Grandma Sylvie insisted, laced with the lingering echoes of her profound, private battle. We called it, in time, we love you, both of you. And Leo, Gwis. Mot, love you too, Grandma Sylvie. Dave said, his voice thick with emotion, his shame now completely eclipsed by a deep, abiding affection for his wise, formidable, and now surprisingly cannabis-using mother, only to her eyes. A hint of her usual fire and eccentricity returning to her eyes, a woman reasserting her formidable presence with a flourish. Comalatized. Yeah, but Mot met going to church now, and it's Bible study. And Mot don't want to be late, and Mot also have a bake sale to attend. For the church, you see, and my artisanal sourdough needs to be prepared. My reputation as a master baker is at stake. Now, where did Mot put that joint? Untlis. She rummaged through her purse completing. Exlisnintate, Anafi. Extracting a fresh, even larger, pre-rolled cigarette, its aroma surprisingly pleasant. Gonduribi, fitless. Exchanged a look utterly speechless. What joint, Grandma? Sylvie? Dave asked carefully, trying desperately to maintain some semblance of a grasp on reality, which now felt as malleable as Play-Doh. Onsita. Ophil. You just had it. The small one, the demure one. The one that looked like a tiny, innocent, rolled-up piece of paper. All the abusely. Grandma Sylvie chuckled, her eyes twinkling mischievously. Quite Mott eyes. Yeah. Mott knew a little stomach calming would do the trick, David. And perhaps a touch of creative inspiration for my sermon. Sermon notes, darling. The only one Mott had was bigger than this tiny little thing. Much, much bigger, darling. So robust, so potent, so very uliklimisen. It is for therapeutic purposes, you understand, for the profound stresses of modern life and advanced chemotherapy. She winked. Utterly. Mine joint what was bigger? Well, 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 I mean, huge. I mean, big old apologies, David. With X cookies for Leo tonight. You got it, son. My profound gratitude for your understanding, darling. Gwander. And perhaps a slightly increased allowance for your precious Leo. For his services as my loyal confidant and unwitting protector of my medical privacy. Omai. Abesinesabri, miornataitais. Now, looking thoroughly confused by the unexpected and rather large reappearance of his grandmother's medicinal marijuana. Mol 2, and Mot met sorry, Mot no, I would be doing drugs. All that's crazy. Mot met better than that. Yeah, you are, you the best of best, darling. And besides, Leo, Mot don't want my name to be Peaches, dear. Offer repinter, Romadize, Medley, Omi Biad. Leaving Dave and Izzy standing in the living room, utterly speechless, the lingering scent of lavender and marijuana wafting gently in her wake, they realized, was a tapestry woven with chaos, laughter, profound secrets, and the undeniable, Akela's occasionally aromatic presence of Grandma Sylvie. Prescient, the final words on the mental screen, from the for better or worse closing credits, felt oddly, terrifyingly prescient. Ompsley TBs. Of for better or worse, next Friday achin on TBS, their reality they knew was far more entertaining than any fictional show. Enduring lies. The heir apparent and the enduring lies. Onward provenance. The paternity paradox and the predicament of provenance. Well, usually a tableau of expensive art and tasteful decors. Now resembled a makeshift war room after a particularly vicious, yet ultimately illuminating battle. Honi, wititized. Hikononobi witigembi. Normally adorned as meticulously organized sports statistics, was now buried under a mountain of brightly colored library books on adolescent psychology, drug addiction, or talk to your teen about the hard stuff without sounding like a complete hypocrite, and also dealing with your own existential dread. Bomber had been a comment. Eting we counter chemotherapy. Sylvie's devastating revelation about her chemotherapy and her surprisingly robust reliance on medicinal marijuana looked utterly ravaged. Unently, usually impeccable hair was askew, her eyes red-rimmed from a night of furious tears and frantic yet ultimately unproductive research. Winnick Dave Jenkins, whose face was a complex roadmap of profound guilt, residual anger, and newfound paternal terror, especially after Tyrese's unexpected infertility reveal, paced the polished hardwood floor like a caged tiger, his every movement radiating a restless, agitated energy. serioso.